Hello, microphone check, one, two, 1, 2. How we doing out there? What it do? What it do, baby? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing on this beautiful? What day is it? Wednesday, Hump Day. We always on Hump Day, right? God's desire for me. Shout out to you. Hope y'all having a beautiful Hump Day so far. North Carolina. I was on a cruise. I was on a cruise when I was 16, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. I met this girl named Jalicia, and she was from North Carolina, and we played basketball. Good old basketball. Had to beat her in basketball. I don't hold back. We playing basketball, I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna give my all. Hello, sweet one loves. Hello, Kimberly, Georgia, Georgia. Georgia. Bing, bing. Appreciate y'all rocking out. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Appreciate y'all rocking out. Hope y'all having a beautiful hump day. We'll wait about 2 more minutes. See if we can get some more stragglers. But if not, hey, all I need is y'all. That's all I need. All I need is y'all. It's been raining over here. Is it raining where y'all at? Over in Georgia? Over in Georgia and North Carolina, the Carolinas. Nope, not today. Gotcha. Yeah, it's been raining. Thankfully, no thunder, but Los Angeles is hot. Los Angeles. I've never been to LA. I've never been to LA. I've been to San Francisco, San Jose. I've never been to LA. Not missing nothing. Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, I'm here. I'm in Texas, good old Texas. Had to get the AC fixed because summer is about to beat us up. It gets hot out here in Texas in the summertime. But all right, one more minute and then we shall begin. We shall begin. We shall begin. Dry heat. It's dry heat in Vegas for sure. Well, I remember being in Vegas and having that dry heat when I was in last time I was in Vegas. It was years ago. I'm not really a big fan of Vegas, but the the sun it made my lips it made my lips like I got scabs on my lips from being in Vegas. Thank you. How you doing, Cheyenne? How y'all doing? You know, itadakimasu. Feeling like a samurai, fresh out of Roni Kenshin. You fainted? You fainted in Vegas? Yeah, Vegas is hot. You have to. Your water gotta have some water. That's how hot it is out there. Wow. Well, hey, my mom she came to the Texas State Fair last year. I think it was at around August or October. I can't remember. I think it was around October. But and she was hot. She's not used to the Texas heat, and she was definitely dehydrated. But all right, let's begin. Let's begin. I don't want to hold y'all too long, you know, because we all have things that we need to do. It's getting late in the night. I know it's past some of y'all beds times since y'all be waking up at 4 a.m. But once again, we are talking about stress. We're going to talk about the things that revolves around stress and how to properly manage our stress and to alleviate stress and things of that nature. So I also just want to express my gratitude to every last one of you all. No matter how many you all show up, I'm glad that you're here. And thank you for taking the time to learn something or to, engage and learn from one another. But I'm extremely grateful for every last one of you all. So thank you for tuning in and rocking out with me in these lives. Now, from the last live that we did, how many of you all actually did the homework, which was writing down the things that you resented or the things that from your past that you experienced and things that you could, reflect on and get better at? If so, feel free to share some of those and we can dive into that. And while you're sharing that, I'll share something that I was, working on from my past that I had to. Last week I think I told you about my situation with my father, but this time I had a close friend, really really close friend who's the same. I would say I've known him as long as I've known Chris. And, I've known Chris since I was like 14, 13, 14. And so the relationship was tight, but there came. Hey Andrea, how you doing? Hey Andrea, but we got two Andreas in here. Hey, shout out to the Andreas. But okay, there came one point in time where me and my friend we fell out, and so we weren't on the best of terms. And so we it was sucky because as soon as we got into our little kerfuffle, we ended up not, seeing eye to eye on how we do things in life. So we basically separated. I moved to Texas, he stayed in Ohio, but I still held a little resentment in my heart for our fallen relationship and how we fell out. But there while I'm here in Texas, he was reaching out and I was just, avoiding it and not trying to, communicate with him properly and being in my feelings and being very prideful when it came to communication. And so when obviously when I'm on my journey and learning about different things of forgiveness and letting things go and not allowing emotional trauma from the past to have control of me today, I reached out to him and I sent him a long message and I let him know, like, hey, I took accountability for the wrongdoings that I did that played a part in our relationship, being tattered. So I took accountability in that. So I forgave him. And I also let him know that, hey, there's no issues, there's no beef, there's nothing from the past that we've experienced that's going to affect us right now. So, yeah, we now granted, still we're not like how we used to be. But also there's no turmoil or there's no conflicts or any kind of relationship issues currently. It's just that we're on two different paths in life. And that's one thing that you'll learn as you go through your health journey is that you'll certain people that you had long relationships, whether it's friends, family, peers, co-workers, and things of that nature, that they will just slowly fall off. They will slowly fall off, which is it's an inevitability depending on the circumstances of your life, but it's for the best. So I learned that yes, I can forgive, I can become better and learn from those experiences. So that's something that I was working on and I've definitely overcame from my past when it comes to, a friend relationship that was tattered. So let me check out these comments to see what y'all forgave or got. Let's see. You got rid of most of the negative people. I am only around good folks now. You dumped them around 2022 in November before New Year's and you're happy. Hey, I'm happy to hear that, sweet one. Happy to hear that. Kimberly, you did it years ago. Other stuff come up about 4 years ago. It's time to move on. Yeah. But yeah, we there's so much that we just have to get rid of from the past because we learn from our past. And okay, to touch on some of the topics that we want to talk about today, the main topics that I wanted to touch on is our happiness. is our happiness and our attitude towards our happiness and the people that we engage with. And when we're dealing with our stress, sometimes we overlook the things that make us happy. And while we need to make time and, obviously prioritize ourselves and make ourselves a priority, how often are you doing things that genuinely make you happy? And so, like, what makes you happy? Like, what small things make you happy? Maybe it could be something like a nephew, a niece, a grandchild, people who bring joy to a life. What makes you happy? And things that make me happy, whether it's a person or just things that are prominent in my life, is, for those who don't know, I love anime. I'm a big fan of anime, which is, Japanese animation. And it's always been a big part of my life since I was a kid. And so I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the hood, and so I was always that dude who grew up in the hood who watches anime. And everyone, they knew. But I was always who I was, and it's always been a big shining part of my life. And so while people were getting in trouble and doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, I was tuning in to the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. So seeing, transformations and all that stuff. Those are things that genuinely bring me unconditional joy, is anime. And yeah, so it's always a part of my life now. So, like, everyone who's currently in AHA, I know me, Chris, and Steven. I'm not sure about Shell, though. I'm sure Shell is getting on board. I'm not sure about Jazz if she watches anime, but me, Chris, Steven, oh, we all love anime, especially me and Chris. That's kind of how we, kind of built our connection, is based on that. So those are things that genuinely bring me joy. So when I'm engaging, like if I'm stressed out, I've been studying too long, I've been writing and working, overworking and all that stuff, and I need to bring in some kind of joy or not worry about anything that's happening in the world, I'll watch some anime. Turn on some anime, man, and it'll take me out of reality and put me in this imaginative world, and allows me to delve into the stories and things of that nature. So you have to make time to do those things, regardless of how small they may seem. Like, I know some people who don't watch anime, they're probably like, anime, what makes you so happy? But what makes you so good? What makes that so good or whatever? But I'm sure you all have those things too, maybe you watch soap operas, maybe you watch I don't know, the Weather Channel. I don't know. Whatever it is that brings you joy, you have to make time and take that time to do it, even if it's just for a small while. Maybe watch something before you go to sleep that brings you joy if you had a stressful day. And maybe watching like a stand-up comedy will bring you joy. I love stand-up comedy. So being able to watch comedians do their work and seeing how they craft their different stories and their comedic routines, I absolutely love that. So yes, make time for those things that you genuinely enjoy, and don't just be like, man, my life is so stressful, all I do is work, I have all these responsibilities, I'm not where I want to be health wise. It's okay, you'll get there. As long as you stay on that path, you'll definitely get there. And so let's see, I'll check out, I believe, releasing naturally slim waist unacceptable, always blamed us for what. Yeah. So you like your grandson? Shout out to Cheyenne. I know, Cheyenne, you rock out with the anime, positive vibes and all that stuff. Crafting makes you happy. Crafting is a good thing. What kind of crafting do you do? Is it like sewing? Is it um like sculptures, or what kind of crafting do you do? Because I'm a big fan of art. I love art. But we have to. Oh, sewing. Yeah, sewing is dope. Sewing is dope. Yeah, so we have to make time. Those are like really, really good stress relievers that we tend to overlook when we're going through, stressful situations. So definitely make time for that. And you do paper crafting and is it croquetting or crocheting? I'm familiar with that. I'm familiar with that. Okay, yeah, those are pretty. Those are crafty. You good? Okay, I see you. Go ahead with the little yarn and all that. Yeah, that's dope. I rock with that. Yeah, I'm not. I haven't tried it, so I'm not. I can't say I'm not too good with it. But I love. Have you all ever did those? Was like painting with a twist where like maybe you have wine and you go to like an art location and like you paint and sip wine or whatever if anyone drinks. I'm not a drinker, but they have like an drink with wine and paint and stuff like that. Yeah, those activities are fun, especially if you go with a good group. Yeah, you know what? We should actually, oh, that would be dope if we could plan something with the AHA community. Maybe at another retreat, we can probably do something. That would be dope to like paint. I gotta bring that up. That would be dope to have us like sip, paint, just vibe and converse with one another. Minus the twist. Don't get too tipsy. Don't get too tipsy. You're gonna be painting outside the lines, but maybe it'll turn into an expensive art piece. Who knows? But yeah, man, doing those little art crafts, those things are good stress relievers. So make sure y'all make time for that. Even trying something like escape rooms. If you all ever tried an escape room, now while now an escape room could kind of be a high tense situation, but those are fun when you go with like a good group of people, you know, like try escape rooms if you ever had, even though if you have a good group of people, those things challenge you. Those actually, it challenges your thought process and creates critical thinking and makes you think outside the box. So if you ever been to an escape room, man, you'll know those are a lot of fun. It creates a camaraderie. It creates a camaraderie. I would love to do that with you all. We'll have to see if we can plan something like that because I really, really enjoy having those group activities that, obviously gets rid of stress and helps us relieve, but it also builds a union when you're having people having to come together and think outside the box to solve something together. So those are things that we could also do or things that you should think about doing to alleviate stress. And another thing that I wanted to talk about is our attitudes. How is our attitudes when we are around people? Are we combative with people when we're speaking? Because a lot of times the tone in our voice, it lets us know that we're annoyed. It lets the other people know that we're annoyed about this whatever. Like, say if you're at your job and you have a report to do, and your boss or your supervisor or whoever's in charge of a team, they assign you a task, and your attitude, the way you're looking or the way your body language is and the way that you're speaking, maybe it's giving off energy that is not conducive to an overall positive atmosphere. And so while you may be have an intention to do well, the way that you're speaking or the way that you're coming at someone, it's rubbing them the wrong way. And so it automatically creates an atmosphere that's going to create a negative energy. And also when you're engaging with people that you may not necessarily agree with, or maybe you have a difference of opinion, how argumentative are you? There's always ways to go about expressing things that you either like or dislike, but when you're being combative, that is going to create an atmosphere of negativity. So, how often are you being combative, or how often are you just disagreeing with people? And there's ways to disagree. There's ways to disagree. There when you're expressing your opinion, no one, I mean, regardless of who you are, somewhere deep down, we think when we're expressing our opinion or we have input on something that involves our thought process, if we spit out something and someone immediately turns it down, you feel offended, you feel attacked, you feel like, oh, who are you? Like, what makes your idea better than me? So what we need to do in those type of situations is we need to appreciate and select some input from whatever opinion that someone else has, acknowledge their input, show appreciation for it, but also give a suggestion in a way that it's also allowing what you're saying to be voiced, but not putting down someone else's thought process, because no one likes that. No one likes to be put down or have their creative process shut down. I mean, that's just natural. It's a natural thing. We go on the defense. So just be cognitive of those type of things when we're getting in situations that involves input. And there's a lot of times where I engage with people just in general, dialogue. I engage with people, and they will start to argue with me over things that isn't necessary to argue over, and also not being able to admit when you're wrong. Being able to admit when you're wrong about whatever the topic of discussion is, whatever the dispute may be, being able to admit, you know what, I was wrong. Take a step back and just realize, like, hey, you know what? Whatever I'm thinking, there's always another way to handle the situation. So admit when you're wrong. Don't be caught up just trying to be right. Trying to be right all the time, it's just going to create unnecessary conflict. And yes, it sucks to be wrong. Like, no one wants to be like, hey, da 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 da. Because I remember when I was in school, I would avoid raising my hand because I didn't want to be wrong. But I've learned that it's okay to be wrong, because when you're wrong, you learn. You learn. Like, if 1 plus 1 equals 2, in the way that you've been taught, you've been learning, and you've been experiencing, like, hey, it's 3, and you're just trying to argue the point of why it's 3, that's pride and ego. Pride and ego is gonna ultimately cause a downfall. So be okay with being wrong, because it will end an argument. It will end an argument. And some people, they expect you to have that combative attitude. But once you counteract that and be like, you know what? I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it that way. Thank you for expressing, or thank you for letting me know or correcting me. Acknowledge that. And it may take time. It may take time to admit that you're wrong, especially if you think that you're very knowledgeable about things. And that's something that we all go through, even in the health field. Like, we've been studying health, and we've been involved in anything that has to do with health for years, but we don't know absolutely everything. Like, yes, there's things that we're expert at, that we're really good at, and that we're very knowledgeable about. But if we knew everything, what room would we have to grow? Like, what room will we have to grow? Like, there's so many things that I've learned from Steven, so many things that I've learned from Chris, Shell, and Jazz. And I am a sponge when it comes to information. And so I think we all need to do the exact same thing. Be a sponge for information, because we don't know everything. We do not know everything. It's impossible to know everything, because there's so much to know about everything that happens in this world. And especially in this age and time and things that we see on social media, there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of things that leads us in the wrong direction. And so we think that we're just right when we're not. So I would just say, be open to a lot of information that's challenging the things that you thought were right, because that will open your mind up to so much. So much. Because I'm sure, even being in a health field, even being dealing with medicine and doctors and things like that, you were taught that, hey, these are experts. Let's follow their advice. And now, I'm not saying that doctors aren't knowledgeable about a lot of things, but they are knowledgeable about Western medicine. They're knowledgeable about things that are created in labs, but they aren't super knowledgeable about the things that happen from the holistic side of things. So even the people who go to college and they study for years and years and years, they only know one way of doing things. So Just because someone is an expert in a particular field, they're not going to be right all the time. They're not going to be right all the time. Like, I remember going to the doctor and I had an issue years ago. I was like, man, I have this pain in my body. And he was checking me. He's like, yo, everything seems right. Everything seems right. I'm just like, you're supposed to be the professional. I have this pain in my body. It's not going away, but you're not fixing this issue. And so what they do, they'll do, I'll just prescribe this medicine. I'll prescribe this medicine for you. And I don't take medicine. I don't take medicine at all. I'm just like, nope, not doing it. I'm not taking this medicine because medicine, you deal with side effects and then you have to deal with side effects, other side effects. I'm not dealing with it. So just because someone's a professional or just because someone has studied for all these years, it does not mean that they are always right. There's always room for improvement. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about things. And and it's always good. It's always good to learn from that. And okay, the also another thing that will help with your happiness and things that will help you manage your stress. And it's something that I practice daily. It's something that I practice daily. And even before I start my streams or with you all, before I engage with you all, I practice gratitude. Being able to practice gratitude and being grateful and giving thanks is something that's so powerful. It's so very powerful. And and this is not even on a religious sense, even though there it's great, it's good to have forgiveness and things. It's just a human being able to be grateful for people, be grateful for the things that happen in your life and the things that you're able to engage in. Express extreme gratitude. And it may be something that we overlook, or maybe it may be something that we need to start developing a habit for. Start developing a habit of gratitude, because when you develop gratitude, it reduces your stress. It helps you sleep better at night. And these aren't things that I'm just saying. These are things that are proven by the science. It's on a scientific level. If they tell you that people who are more optimistic, they practice gratitude, you have less stress in your life. You're more apt to do good things for people, and you're more personable, you're more relatable, you're more open minded. So be grateful. And one thing that I would say is write down and think about some of the things that you're grateful for in your life. Tell me in the comments, if you can think right now, 5 things, or up to 5 things that you can think of that you're absolutely grateful for. What are you grateful for? And I'll share some things that I'm grateful for, and I'm grateful for a lot. I'm grateful for so much. Um, I'm grateful for my circle of friends. I am grateful for my health, my continued good health. I am grateful for, being able to help others, being able to have the knowledge to engage and help others. That's something that I would have never even thought years ago that I would have been able to do. I'm grateful for the community that we have, because we have shared interests, we have different things that different walks of life. I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm grateful for being able to wake up every single day. Every single day that I'm able to wake up, I'm grateful because I'm able to do things in life. And I'm I am I am grateful on a molecular level, because there's things that we take for granted every day, like fingers, hands, being able to move, being able to talk, being able to see, being able to hear, being able to touch, hug, and listen, and things of that nature. Like, I do not take that for granted, because there's so many people in this world who don't have arms, who don't have the ability to see, or maybe they lost their sight. They don't have the ability to hear, or maybe they lost it. You know, there's things that I don't even experience there's things that I don't experience, that I don't even know about, that other people are going through, but I'm extremely grateful for the things that I have, and I do not take it for granted. And so I've made it a cognitive effort to put forth that gratitude and put it out in the universe and express that, so yes, express those gratitudes to yourself and the things that you have in your life, because this is one life that we know that we have so far. So why not be grateful for it? And I guarantee, once you start practicing that gratitude every day for the small things, for the little things that are insignificant, like your heart just beating, your blood flowing, you just being able to walk and go somewhere, being able to drive and being able to have a job, being able to have the freedom to do things, like these are things that I'm extremely grateful for. And I do not take it for granted. So let me check out some things that y'all grateful for. Let's see. Kimberly, your grandson, your family, your job, your car, having a place to live. Yes, these are things that we should be grateful for. Sweet one, happy that you're alive and you're happy and you have peace. Grateful for that you can share. You're grateful for having pure happiness. That's love. I love to hear it. Being able to move your limbs, your mind. Yes. Wish they had. Yes. Okay. Water. Grateful for the water. Your life. Angela's grateful for your life, your family, the ability to walk. AHA. I'm extremely grateful for AHA as well. It's my best friend. My best friend has created a brand that's changing people's lives, man. Like, like you can't imagine. Like, you all just see Chris how he is now. I've grown up with Chris, so to see him in this, you have no idea. Like, I get excited. I get crazy excited when I see this. I'm just like, this is my best friend, and he's doing this. I get so excited, man. Like there's so much that happens behind the scenes, man. It's just it's a remarkable thing to experience, man. So definitely be grateful for those things. And one thing that I want you all to do, if you don't do it already, is at least once a week, the people that are in your life, the people that are currently in your life, that the ones that you love and that's in close proximity to you, tell them and express to them your gratitude for them. Let them know that you appreciate them. Let the people that you love that are close to you, that's in your life, let them know that you appreciate them. That will make you feel good. That will make them feel good. And also, it's just something that we should do. Why not? Even if you don't even live in the same state, maybe you only have connections through social media, maybe you have limited encounters with this person, but over time you all have built a bond. Maybe it's been a long time friend and y'all grown up in school together and y'all just somehow just slowly disappeared, but there was necessarily no beef or no issues with your relationship, but you just drifted apart. Show appreciation and love for them. And there's a friend that I grew up with, and I've known him since I was in fourth grade. His name's Daniel Pearson. And Daniel, he's someone that I've known since fourth grade. And I remember when we were in fourth grade on the third day of school, it was on a Thursday because we were off on Monday. We started school on a Tuesday. And so the third day of school was on a Thursday. We actually fought in the fourth grade. We fought like playground. We fought. And after that, we became best friends, and we became inseparable. But life happens, and we just became separated. But there was never any issues or anything like that. We just followed different paths in life, and he ended up being a deacon in church and things of that nature. And I see him. I've known him, and I just show like I support him in anything that he does, anything that he wants. Anytime I go back to visit Cincinnati, when I go back to Ohio, I show love and support. He's a deacon at his church. I think maybe now he's a pastor or something. Maybe, I'm not sure. But and so anytime I go to Cincinnati or anytime I make the effort to go see him, or I make the effort to show appreciation, and he'll randomly message me at times. Hey, how's your family? How's your mom? How's your brother? And he'll express that I love you, bro. And I'll do the exact same thing. So those people that are in your lives, that have been in your lives, maybe from grade school and all that, make sure you reach out to them and show appreciation for them, because those are small things that we sometimes take for granted and don't even look at and realize that these are things that genuinely bring us joy, and it will ultimately make you all feel better. And it's always good to reminisce and think about those times when you had those relationships. But it's the story of life, man. It happens in life. It's just part of the process. But I'm extremely grateful for it all. So don't take it all for granted. And before we close out, I want to know, how are you all doing right now on your 21-day fast? Because we're starting to we're getting to the end. We're starting to get to the end of it. I think we have next week, we have one more week or so, and then we'll be starting new challenges and things of that nature. But how are you all managing on your 21-day challenge? What has been things that you feel has been challenging so far while you've been on your 21-day challenge, or on your health journey, or if you haven't been doing a 21-day fasting challenge, on your health journey, what are you currently doing and how is it going for you right now? You said you're doing great. You're going to miss everyone. What you mean, Miss T? You gonna miss everyone? What you mean you gonna miss everyone? We ain't going nowhere. What you mean? We still here. We still here, baby. We ain't going nowhere. We got a lot more things that we gonna be engaging in. We ain't going nowhere. What's that? We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now because it's a age for life. We ain't going nowhere. The health journey is, what I mean, it's continuing. The challenge may be ending, but the journey is continuing. Journey never ends. You and I'm enjoying the hunger. You feel really great, especially stepping on a scale, staying consistent and fasting intermittently. Hey, I love it, man. Love it. Fasting. I'm actually doing a little, not like a super big fast, but I'm currently doing like a fruit. I'm focusing right now on like just eating predominantly fruit and water. That's like the diet that I'm staying consistent on. So, yeah. And slimming down every day. Hey, that's something to be grateful for. Slimming down every day, losing pounds, losing inches. And also, don't focus on that scale, because sometimes that scale may be the devil. It may be like, ha, 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 one day I'm 10 pounds there. Oh, now I'm 5 pounds up. Don't allow that scale to manipulate you. Because a lot of times, if we get on that scale and it's not what we want it to be, we'll feel like what we're doing, oh man, it feels like I'm being stuck. Because I remember someone in the group talking about how they get to a certain weight, but then it doesn't go down. Don't allow those things to discourage you. Don't allow those things to discourage you. Allow those things to make you feel better, because you're still on your health journey. As long as you're staying on your health journey and you're doing everything, as far as staying away from the fast food, staying away from the processed foods, for those who, adopt the vegan lifestyle, stay away from, the chemically produced foods and things of that nature, you will ultimately be fine, you know. And but yeah, do things that's going to put you in a better state of mind. Okay, so just to recap, express gratitude and be grateful for the things that happen in your life and the things that you encounter, and reflect on the things that you're grateful for. One thing I did want to touch on before we wrap is, even the negative things that you experience in your life, be grateful for those experiences. Be grateful for the negative experiences that you have in your life. And it's important to do that, because once you appreciate those negative experiences, you have control over it. A lot of times we allow the negative experiences that we encounter in our lives to have emotional control over us. But once we realize that, what, yes, this experience isn't ideal, but I'm learning from this experience. Once you learn from any experience that you encounter or that you go through, you become a better person. You level up, you become super. So all the negative experiences that we go through and the things that you go through throughout your life, if it's not ideal, just be grateful for it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. You know, yes, it sucks in the moment. It sucks. And it's something that you would rather avoid, but be grateful for it because you learn from those things, you know. Be grateful for it. And also, another thing that we need to watch out is our attitude and the way that we engage with people. Be okay with being wrong. Be okay with being wrong. And don't necessarily have feedback that's negative towards people. Think about proper ways to approach things so you are not offending someone, and it's going to create a defensive atmosphere. So yeah, so just think about those things. And a few of you all have reached out to me about my individual coaching services. And I'm actually currently working on an individual coaching program where I'm able to implement some things that I haven't been able to implement, during this challenge, because I want to focus on that challenge. And also the things that I have other ideas that I'm going to implement, with the coaching services. So be on the lookout for that. I know a lot have been reaching out. So it's making me get on it and get to it, so I can make sure I develop something and put something together for the coaching program. And but yeah, I'm going to do something that's going to be cool. I want it to be a little different, but I want it to be fun. I want it to be something that's engaging. And but also, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you because I don't know how to do anything else. Sometimes I'm very direct and blunt. I'm not gonna do anything to offend you, but I'm definitely going to be very honest with you when it comes to your habits and the things that you want to be accountable for. So look out for, if you're looking for accountability coach and things of that ilk, I got you. But I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. So expect me to keep it 100. I don't know how to do anything, but keep it 100, So, but yeah, a Glow Life, you said you said you late. Hey, Glow Life, we're about to wrap up, but you can always catch the replay. But yeah, man, I think that's it. If y'all have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out, but I don't want to take any more of your time up. I want to keep this sweet and short. But once again, I want to say thank you all for tuning in to me, rocking out with me. Feel free to like the video, subscribe, share it if you haven't. And yeah, man, I appreciate you all. I'm about to go watch this basketball game with the Miami Heat, because I'm a Miami Heat fan. Go Heat, go Heat. But peace and love. I appreciate every last one of you all. I will see you all next week. Next week is going to be the last of these like stress type of lives, but we'll be talking about content that revolves around other things. But ultimately, we're all going to be getting better one day at a time. You going for the leg? I'm going for Miami Heat and Golden State Warriors. Even though the Warriors are down, it's it is what it is, man. But yeah, shout out to everyone. Shout out to you, Cheyenne, Miss T, Sweet One, all the Andreas, Miss T, Glow Life. Who else did I miss? Willie, is that a Willie? Appreciate every last one of you all for tuning in. And I am Animated Mel, and I will see you beautiful people next time. You all take care. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.